Hello, I'm Ollie and this is CriminOlly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today I've got a book haul for you featuring a mystery box. So yes, today I have a book haul for you, including a mystery box. I do really enjoy unboxing mysterious boxes of books on the channel and not knowing what's going to be inside the box until I open it for all of you. So we'll see how that goes. But let me go through the books first. So I've got one that was a gift very kindly from one of my viewers. I've got three which were sent to me by authors/publishers, and then a few I picked up in a local charity shop. So let's do the ones from authors/publishers first. So the first one is called A Noir Story by an author called Andrew Sherman. It says, let me read you the brief blurb on the back: when murder becomes the solution and the problem. So that sounds intriguing. That's the cover for that one. Next up, the third book in the Duke Gibbs series. So I talked about the first book, which was called, what was it called? 12 Bullets to a Man, I think, on the channel a while ago. Really enjoyed that one. I do have the second one still to read. This is book 3, An Even Chance of Violence, very kindly sent to me by the author Jethro Wegener. Let me read you a bit of the blurb on the back to give you a taste. So these are like vigilante style books, action packed, really fun, based on the first one. Duke Gibbs hates bullies, so when he sees a kid getting hassled by 3 big guys, he steps in to even the odds. Duke's decision puts him smack in the middle of a brewing conflict between a hippie community and a small town. Someone wants the hippies gone and will use any means necessary to destroy them. As tensions rise, a kid goes missing and another ends up dead. With both sides in the thick of it, Duke is the only one who can get to the truth. His investigation will take him straight to the dark heart of the town and unearth secrets too big to stay buried for long. That does sound good. And it says at the bottom, but this is very good actually, experience Duke's bloody, bone-crunching quest for justice in this latest instalment of the blockbuster vigilante series. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. Next up then we have the new book from Tom Mead. So I think I've reviewed all Tom's previous books. There's 3 previous books on the channel before. So this is The House at Devil's Rock by, sorry, I got the title wrong. That's terrible. Let's start again. This is The House at Devil's Neck by Tom Mead. I'm assuming this is another one in the same series. Yes, it is, the Spectre series. So let me read you the blurb, which is confusingly on the inside. This gripping locked room mystery sees Joseph Spectre investigate his most sinister case yet: murderous machinations at a haunted manor house. 1939 England, a former First World War field hospital. The spooky old mansion at Devil's Neck attracts spirit seekers from far and wide. Illusionist turned sleuth Joseph Spectre knows the house of old. With stories spreading of a phantom soldier making mischief, he joins a party of visitors in search of the truth. But the house, located on a lonely causeway, is quickly cut off by floods. The stranded visitors are soon being killed off one by one. With old ally Inspector Flint working on a complex case that has links to Spectre's investigation, the two men must connect the dots before Devil's Neck claims Spectre himself as its next victim. I've really enjoyed all of these books so far. They are just fun, golden age style, locked room style mysteries. Just really entertaining. So yeah, looking forward to that. Let's put the press release with it. Right, so next then, the book that was a gift. So this was very kindly gifted to me by Richard Gill, one of my viewers and patrons. We met up for a coffee in London the other day and he gave me this. So this is Patrol by Fred Majdelani. So this is from a series of books published by the Imperial War Museum, which are reprints of like contemporary Second World War fiction, which I think is a fantastic idea. So this book originally came out in, 1953, so published just after the Second World War. So let me read you the blurb. 1943, the North African desert. Major Tim Sheldon, exhausted and battle-weary, is tasked with carrying out a futile and unexpected patrol mission. Fred Majdelani's intimate, tense novel puts his so-called minor action centre stage as over the course of the day and through The night of the patrol itself, Sheldon reminisces about his time as a soldier, his own future, and what it means to confront fear. Based on Maj Delani's own wartime experience with the Lancashire Fusiliers in North Africa, this new edition of a 1953 classic includes a contextual introduction from the Imperial War Museum, which sheds new light on the true events that so inspired its author. So that does look good. Next then, we have a couple of new books that I picked up from a local charity shop. The other books I got from the charity shop are more interesting, I think, but these are both ones I want to read. So first up, The Shards by Bret Easton Ellis, his latest book. I think it's his latest book, which I've heard great things about. It's supposed to have, I think, quite a few kind of connections to American Psycho. I have to say the print's very small though, and it's quite thick, so I can see it being a long book to read. It's kind of 600 pages. But yeah, that looks good. Great cover as well. And then next book is a book by an author I saw speak at an event recently. So you may remember, I think it was last summer, I went to a crime writers and readers, I guess, event in the town I live in, where they had various people on the panel. One of those people was Abir Mukherjee, who talked about his book Hunted. I nearly bought a copy there, but they only had it in hardcover and it was really expensive and I needed to watch my pennies a bit that day, so I ended up not buying it and kind of regretting it because it sounds fantastic. So let me read you the blurb. It's a week before the presidential elections when a bomb goes off in an LA shopping mall. In London, armed police storm Heathrow Airport and arrest Sajid Khan. His daughter, Aliyah, entered the USA with the suicide bomber and now she's missing, potentially plotting another attack. But then a mysterious American woman called Carrie turns up at Sajid's door, claiming Aliyah is with her son Greg, and she knows where they might be. Back in the US, agent Shreya Mistry is on the trail of the two fugitives, but the closer she gets to the truth, the murkier the case becomes. Hunted by the authorities, the two parents are thrown together in a race against time to find their kids before the FBI does and stop a catastrophe that will bring the world to its knees. That sounds just a really great, very modern concept. I really like the sound of that. So that this looks like a good beach read to me. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll take it on holiday with me this year. Okay, right. A couple more slightly more mass market type things then. The first of which has a phenomenal cover. I love this cover so much. So this is Corpse in the Kitchen by Sarah J. Mason. Just look at that cover. Isn't that brilliant? So this is like a baking mystery type book. So let me read you the blurb. Rising crime. She was baking bread until an unknown party turned the staff of life into the stuff of death and choked her with a wad of raw dough. Now the heat is on and only Trullian Stone can find out who cooked up this fiendish murder. So I think this is part of a series, the Trullian Stone series, which is set in a cosy English village. So this is clearly an American edition. But I don't know if the actual book is a British book. I do not know because I've never heard of the author. Let me know in the comments if you know, but that looks fun anyway. And then I also got a nice looking Western, A Wolf in the Fold by Ralph Compton, who I have heard of. I've heard good things about Ralph Compton. So this looks like an enjoyable Western. Let me read you the first part of the blurb of this one. When it comes to taking lives, Lucius Stark is just about the meanest mongrel who ever aimed a gun in West Texas. For him, killing means making money, and if the price is right, he'll do the job. But even the hardest of men has a soft spot. That does look good. And then the charity shop I was in had a bunch of these and they look so much fun. I managed to restrain myself and only buy four of them. I could quite easily have bought all of them. So these are like novels but published by a British magazine called The People's Friend, which publishes, I think, like articles and short fiction and things like that. And it is, I think it would be fair to say, a magazine that is aimed at older readers, probably particularly older ladies. So they do these little novels, which they call People's Friend Pocket Novels. They publish, I think, one a week or something like that, either one a week or two a month. And they just look really fun. They don't have proper blurbs. They just have like a tiny little bit of copy on the cover that tells you what the book is about. But yeah, and in fact, they have a bit inside by the looks of it that is an excerpt from the book, but not like a traditional blurb. So anyway, let me show them to you. So the first one is Smuggler's Secret. which is by Alison Hilborn. And the blurb on the cover of this one is, "Could the legend of a ghost ship be true?" Which does sound like a lot of fun. Next up, we have we have The Best Medicine by Patrick Pryor. They're nice. Lady Doctor on the cover there. Working as a holiday camp doctor brought new challenges every day. Let me read you the little bit from the inside of this one. And they do have nice large print as well. You can see on the cover it does say that they have larger print, and that is indeed true. The print is quite pleasingly large for older eyes like mine. So let me read you the inside of this one. New horizons. Maggie took a deep breath and lifted the stethoscope from the hanger. As she looked in the mirror and hung the instrument about her neck, she still couldn't quite believe she was now a qualified physician. Dr. Maggie Maguire. All the years of studying and exams had led to this moment. It still seemed such a short time since she had walked like a frightened rabbit into medical school. Long hours and scary... Oh, now you see, I've realised my mistake. I assumed that this was like sometimes you get an excerpt from the book at the start, don't you? It's not. That's actually the beginning of the book. It just continues. There's no copyright page or anything. They don't worry with any of that nonsense. They just get straight into the book. So anyway, I won't read you the whole book, but I'm looking forward to that one. 2 more to go. So next one is Ghost Train by Gail Richards, which looks a bit more kind of modern and young people-y. It's quite a kind of trendy cover there. So this says, can Madison and Ryan uncover the truth behind an untimely death? I read that terribly, so I'm going to read it again. Can Madison and Ryan uncover the truth behind an untimely death? So yeah, that looks gripping and spooky. And then finally, this one has my favourite little blurb on it. So this is Icing on the Cake by Anne Pack. And I don't know if you've read the little blurb for yourself there. It's, does the new bakery spell doom for Dalrymples? So I'm assuming that this lovely couple on the cover are the owners of Dalrymple's Bakery in a small town, probably in Cornwall or somewhere like that. And someone's opening a new bakery and there's trouble brewing as a result. So I'm very much looking forward to these. If I enjoy these as much as I hope to, I can see myself getting a subscription and getting however many it is you get every month delivered. And my wife tearing her hair out. But yeah, that looks very fun. Right, that's all the books. Now we need to get into the box. Now I haven't pre-opened this box or anything like that. You can see I don't know if you can read it or not, but the tape on it says do not open until the 25th of December. I was slightly worried when it arrived, that because I'm a stickler for the rules, that I wouldn't be able to open it. But the person who sent it has put a little note on the cover saying, please ignore the Christmas tape. So this is from one of my viewers, Pom Mum, who is also a regular commenter on my Discord. Link, as always, in the description to the video to my Discord server, where we just hang out and chat about books and stuff. So yeah, Pom Mum frequently talks books there and shares pictures of her Pomeranians. So let's get into this again and see what's inside. I have no idea at all what the books are in this, but we shall find out together, which is the whole fun of these unboxing videos. Right, okay, there's a card, so I will open that off camera later. There's a little spider running around on the paper. Okay, right. There's quite a lot of books in here. Right. There's two. Let's put the box down. There's 2 packages. So let's see what we've got. Let's do. There's one that's like paperbacks and one that's hardbacks, from what I can tell. Oh, okay. These look good. Right. So the first one. This looks amazing. I love books with titles like this. So this is Greek Doctor, Cinderella Bride by Amy Andrews, which is a Mills and Boon medical. It says on the back that it's a pulse racing romance, heart racing medical drama. So a mix of 2 different types of medical story that will get your heart beating faster. So let me read you the back. Ugly duckling to beautiful bride. Dressed in her shapeless lab coat and baggy clothes, no one could know medical research assistant Izzy might once have been Australia's next supermodel. Since an experience left her scarred emotionally and physically, she has hidden herself away. Greek doctor Alex Safaridis can have any woman he wants. Despite vowing never to let a woman close again, he's intrigued by shy, innocent Izzy and is determined to be her Prince Charming. He'll show her just how beautiful she really is and turn her into the most stunning bride Australia has ever seen. And so this is not only a medical romance, it's an Australian medical romance, which makes it even better. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Oh my goodness, the next one might be even better. So the next one is another Mills and Boon. So this is a Mills and Boon modern. I think, is this, oh no, this is UK. Okay, so this is this is Penniless and Purchased by Julia James. International affairs, seduction and passion guaranteed. Desperate times. Do you require a professional date? ? Blonde female available for discreet private service at a price. Call Sophie. Kiss kiss. So desperate times, which is that bit, require desperate measures. It's another Greek gentleman. Nikos Kazandros is outraged to see Sophie Granton, his Sophie, parading herself for purchase. He needs her to stop immediately, but the only way to do that is to pay for her time and keep her out of his bed. My goodness, that's a very saucy cover for a Mills and Boon, isn't it? Wow. Okay, next up, something completely different, but just as wonderful. We have a Doctor Who book. So this is Doctor Who and the Visitation by Eric Saward, featuring Peter Davison as Doctor Who. So my Doctor was Tom Baker, and there's another Doctor Who book here which has Tom Baker on it. My Doctor really was Tom Baker, in that he's the first Doctor Who that I watched. But I watched all through the Peter Davison years, I think. So let's read you the back of this one. Tegan, the young air hostess who quite unintentionally became a member of the TARDIS's crew, wants to return to her own time. But when the Doctor tries to take her back to Heathrow Airport in the 20th century, the TARDIS lands instead on the outskirts of 17th century London. The Doctor and his companion receive a decidedly unfriendly welcome, and it soon becomes clear that the sinister activities of other visitors from time and space have made the villagers extremely suspicious of outsiders. And as a result of the aliens' evil schemes, the Doctor finds himself on the point of playing a key role in a gruesome historical event. Marvellous, that looks great. Next one, we have Doctor Who and the Loch Ness Monster by the great Terence Dicks. So he wrote many of the Doctor Who books when I was a kid. I read many of them and enjoyed them. This is a lovely old edition. Look at that cover with Tom Baker on. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's read the back of this one. Why is Doctor Who suddenly summoned to the shores of Loch Ness? Terror and panic spread as the third oil rig is smashed into the sea by a mysterious force. The monster? The controlling power must be the Zygons, alien creatures who have lived hidden on Earth for thousands of years and now feel strong enough to take over the planet. The Doctor, Sarah and Unit have different ideas, but can they outwit the supreme cunning of the ruthless Zygons? Amazing. This looks very good indeed. And then finally, this looks just as good. I mean, all four of those books were amazing, and this one is just as good. It's hard to believe. So this is Graham King's novel of future carnage. More savage than Rollerball, Kill Test. More prophetic than A Clockwork Orange. Look at that lovely sort of early 80s font there on the cover for the word Kill Test. So let's read the blurb of this one, which does look fantastic. I've never heard of this, but it looks very good indeed. So it came out in 1978, so not even 80s. Those are 70s science fiction font. Right, so subject, Kill Test Incorporated. Initial reports confirm multi-million dollar profits for clandestine mafia triad investment in gladiatorial combat. secret entertainment of unspeakably bestial and sadistic nature, staged with the help of ruthless, ultra-efficient security. Combats are viewed by audience in situ and simultaneously piped to closed-circuit TV and cinema screens nationwide. Kill Testing Corp must be smashed. Request instant action / investigation. Imperative use best operative. And then there was a sticker on the back and it's torn the rest of it, so I can't read it. But this looks amazing. This looks really good. Look, it's even got a letter from the United States Department of Justice reproduced at the front there to give it that extra sense of reality. So that looks very good indeed. Right, that was the paperbacks. There are 3 hardbacks. Let me just cut the Christmas tape on these and see what is inside. Apologies if you can hear a little beeping noise. I hadn't muted my laptop. So I'm just going to do that now, very unprofessionally, and then hopefully you won't hear that. That's the noise of notifications on my Discord going off. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at these. So the first one, actually not a hardback, but large, and does look very good. So this is The Morning Show Murders by Al Roker and Dick Locht. Is Al Roker a famous person? I feel like he probably is. I feel like he's an American TV host that I haven't heard of. I don't know. But anyway, this looks really fun. Let me read you the back. When the celebrity chef from a popular morning show, I'm struggling with words. When the celebrity chef from a popular morning news program becomes a prime suspect in a murder investigation, things start to sizzle in this delightful mystery from best-selling author and legendary news personality Al Roker. So I was right. He is a famous person. Billy Blessing, owner of the popular Manhattan restaurant Blessing's Bistro, is a regular contributor on the morning news show Wake Up America. Now he's creating a fresh cooking competition show, but finds himself clashing with Rudy Gallagher, the executive producer. Things get heated in the newsroom, and after exchanging some sharp words, both Billy and Rudy walk away feeling burned. Next thing he knows, Rudy is found dead in his luxury apartment. How could that doesn't make any sense. Next thing he knows, Rudy is found dead. So if you're found dead, you're not going to know that you've been found dead. Anyway, I'm going to stop reading the blurb there. That looks very, very entertaining indeed. Just, again, the kind of thing for Garb August. Now, this looks more sinister and wonderful. So this is Hyde by Kirsten White. A marvellous, creepy thrill ride of a book, apparently. Ooh, look at that. I like that. I've heard of this. Somebody talked about this either on a channel or on my Discord. It's about a haunted amusement park, I think. So it's very good. Even though everyone is desperate to win, to seize their dream future or escape their haunting past. Actually, I missed the start of the blurb. Let me start again and it will make more sense. The challenge: spend a week hiding in an abandoned amusement park and don't get caught. The prize: enough money to change everything. Even though everyone is desperate to win to seize their dream future or escape their haunting past, Mac feels sure that she can beat her competitors. All she has to do is hide, and she's an expert at that. It's the reason she's alive, and her family isn't. But as people around her begin disappearing one by one, Mac realises this competition is more sinister than even she imagined, and that together might be the only way to survive. So that sounds very, very good indeed. So the final book is an Ed McBain book, Downtown, which I have read and I really like. Let me double check. This is the one I think it is. Yeah, so this is a bit like the Martin Scorsese movie After Hours with Griffin Dunne, where it takes place over a night. So a guy gets caught up in a load of shady stuff in New York, and it's about him trying to survive the night. So a really, really good book. But the thing that's wonderful about this and makes me hugely grateful is, as you can see on the cover there is a post-it that says it is signed by Ed McBain. So Ed McBain, my favourite writer of all time. So thank you so much, Pom Mum, for sending me this. A signed Ed McBain. It's to Keith. Best wishes, Ed McBain. You can see his signature on the cover there. How glorious. It also, I noticed, says on the back, it's got a blurb from Roald Dahl, of all people, on the back. saying, I prefer him to Raymond Chandler and place him far ahead of Dashiell Hammett. I would agree with that. I do think Ed McBain is phenomenal. If he's good enough for Roald Dahl, he's good enough for you. So check him out if you haven't already. So that is the end of my book haul. Thank you so much for this. I am delighted. So yes, some fantastic books there. A nice mix of different styles of book, shall we say. Certainly intrigued by All the Greek Gentlemen in those Mills and Boon books. So I'll be checking at least one of those out, I think, for Garb August. Anyway, I will leave it there. Do let me know if you've read any of the books I showed. If anyone out there has read all of the books I showed in this video, I will eat my hat. I think that may be a complete statistical impossibility, given the range of books. But yeah, really looking forward to reading all of those. Do let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know, as I say, if you've read any of them. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.